Hello everybody, it's me, Martinez-Bateman. I am the CEO of New Coyote Consulting. We are an equity and communications consulting firm here in the Pacific Northwest. I feel like the last couple of weeks I've come on this video series and I've talked about growth, and it's been like very sort of like, amorphous and like wooey, and like I've shown you paintings, and today I feel like I got a bunch of it just came together in my mind. Like I was talking to my business coach earlier and we were talking about like responsibility. We were talking about time management and priorities and discipline, and how basically every one of those things were qualities that I am really good at, was really good at from a really early age, got a lot of praise for being good at, got a lot of certain types of accomplishment for being really good at those things, right? Showing up on time, being responsible, working hard, being accountable, important things. Not saying they're not. But lately, and this actually shows up in me, I think I said this last video or maybe the video before, where one of the things I was committing to for the growth of my company is investing in a daily creative practice. Doesn't have to be a specific type of creativity, doesn't even really have to produce anything, but I have to feel invested in my creativity every day. And that went super well until I had a lot to do and I felt a time crunch. And as a response to that time crunch, yesterday, which was Monday, today, which is Tuesday, and like for the back half of last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just about, I did not do any investing in my creative practice. Like no, that's not true. But what I will say is that I did not do intentional daily investing in my creative practice during the work week. So I got to be really creative this weekend, made a bunch of stuff, did a bunch of stuff, felt really good about that, but didn't do anything during the work week because work comes first, right? Everybody knows. You got to get your work done and then you can go play. You got to get your homework done and you can go play, right? And I'm like, however, work is basically never ending, especially when you're a smart, observant person, right? You look around and you just see. There's always a new thing to do. There's always something to clean or to rearrange or someone to reach out to or something to think about or something to learn about, or, there's just work, especially when work is something like my work here at New Coyote, where I'm the CEO of an intellectual, of a mind work company where we do a lot of brain stuff. I could start reading books that are relevant to my job. And if I did that, and only that, for every waking hour, by the time I died, I would still have books to read, right? I could start reaching out to other people who are in the similar field, and the same. I could do that every waking hour until I died, and there would still be people who want to know more about equitable working and like ethical companies, right? Like when you are in charge of a self, period, doesn't matter what else you do or have to do in this world, but also when you are in charge of an expression of self, when that is part of your career, there's literally never, even if, I'm not even going to say, like, there's no version of labor that is ever done, right? There's always going to be hungry people, and there's always going to be poopy diapers, and there's always going to be, untended crops, and there's always going to be new problems in medicine and physics, and everything, like literally every job. If you're good at it, if you like doing it, if you're invested in it, you could do that thing forever, right? You could deliver pizzas forever, and you would still never, ever run out of pizza or people to deliver pizza to. And hopefully you would never run out of pizza. But do you know what I mean? Like, there's absolutely there's no version of labor that is ever over. And the fact that it could be, or that it would be, that's such a capitalist farce, right? So I'm thinking about this. You can go do whatever you want once your work is done. What if, one, work is what I want to do? I do love my work. What if, two, I understand that for my person to be fully expressed, I need things in my life that are not labor. And I've not been taught how to engage with those. I've not even been taught necessarily what those are. How many of us confuse work with labor and then don't ascribe labor to things that aren't work? Like, the laundry, or like even things you like can be labor, like walking the dog, tending the garden, art if you're a professional artist, or even if you're not, even if you just have like a goal. Like, what am I trying to say here? I was scrolling the internet, and this person I really like, who makes stickers that I really like, I will say their name, I will spell their name correctly in the caption, even if I don't say their name correctly right now. Their name is Brachita. I will spell it, it's been spelled correctly, Brachita. Go find them on Instagram, look them up. I will also put the link to the specific post that I'm talking about in the description. But they posted something today that said, "The good I do by doing good," and it's like a little pale leaf. And then it said, "The good I do by being free," and it's this beautiful collection of colors and movement. And that's one of the things I was trying to convey with the painting that I showed y'all last week of like the ancestor wound, and the answer to capitalist extraction is growth. We must grow. We must grow out of this sort of like childhood perception of labor, and also the childhood perception that in order to learn discipline, you must do your work first before you can have your fun. Because part of the problem is that having that sort of arbitrary order of labor and reward is very transactional. And also, for me, does not work. If I start laboring for a reward, I will never stop laboring, because I don't know what reward I want. The reward I have from my labor is actually like just getting to do labor in the way that I want, which sometimes is going to mean going straight to labor, but sometimes it's going to mean stopping for creative expression. And for me, that I have to be like, what am I called to do right now? What does my body need? What does my mind need? And we have not been taught to ask these questions. In fact, that ability is systemically stripped away from every person who goes into a regular school, who goes into a regular job. You have to sit there and be quiet and listen to the teacher or the lecture or the meeting or the whatever, and you're not allowed to be physically comfortable, and you're very frequently not allowed to be emotionally or mentally comfortable in these spaces. And that is part of making it so that we don't even know what reward is anymore. And we don't engage in that at all. We just continue to let ourselves be exploited in this system. Anyway, have a walk, have a lunch, have a weekend, don't work for free. I will talk to you more about this next week.